And then Umaril will be able to join us when he gets here. Oh, thank you. Let me have Craig join. Thank you for the reminder. I did remember to check my settings this
Now
time,
recording.
but okay. Would anybody like to volunteer as tribute to give the recap for last session? I guess we don't really need one. It was a lot of combat.
Started a fight. We didn't end the fight. We're still in the fight.
Yeah. We almost lost Karen, who valiantly
Right?
stepped
Yes.
in front of Uberl to protect him from the blow of the goblin, which in turn downed him. And then Valor brought him back up. But you guys are aware that there are other creatures, other people potentially in the cave system. And
Basil had a good chat with some wolves.
yes, yeah, that was solid. Um, yeah, and it would be silly to assume that the other creatures are unaware of your presence here. Um, Doo-ba-doo-ba-doo. Give you guys this. And then when Thomas is in Fantasy Grounds, we will start at the top of round 8. No worries, hun. Um, and then just a reminder for Yukon, Quill is currently out of existence as he faded into the pages as you were downed.
I thought he blew up on Valo's shoulder.
I was trying to be like artsy fartsy with it, but yes.
We also we as Umaril reminded me in the chat in the Discord chat. We did we dropped out of initiative for a little while. In fact, I think we are out of initiative right now.
That is
And
true.
we
Yes.
listened to Sildar tell his story about
Yes.
about his connection to the. Well, I'm not sure whether he explained what his connection to the Lord's Alliance is, but Sildar, who's in the cave with us, was a representative from the Lord's Alliance who was traveling with um, dwarf whose
Gundren.
name's touched Gundren, right?
Yes.
Um, who was traveling with Gundren's caravan and suggested to us that Gundren and whatever was on his, or at least some of what was with their caravan, was taken to a place called Krogmar Castle. Kragmar?
Kragma.
Kragmaw.
Kragmaw.
Yes.
You know, if I had just been like looking at the map instead of looking at your pictures in the video, I would have seen that that's right on the top. Kragmaw.
It's
So
okay.
Kragmaw Castle
Yes.
as a possible next investigation point, and I think Sildar had some desire to get all the way to Phandalin to report to his Lord's Alliance contacts there.
Yes. Specifically, his friend Iarno Alberek, who is a wizard, a caster, who is also a member of Lord's Alliance. And you guys learned that Gundren allegedly knows the location of the Wave Echo Cave, which you
Oh,
guys.
he knows the location of the cave.
That is his suspicion. Yeah. Um,
And there was some mention of someone named King Kroll and the Spider.
yes. And I believe he had made mention of other goblins that had been there that are no longer here with the goblins that you guys have just annihilated that were strange. They spoke in strange voices. Their appearance was odd at best. They had elongated skulls. And then speaking of Ruxathid and whispering to Sildar or around him that you're not what Ruxithid wants, um, but that he wasn't sure. It felt very much like a fever dream as he faded in and out of consciousness. Um,
What was the name of that person? I missed that. Rux
Ruxithid?
something?
Yeah, I'll put it in the campaign info channel.
Damn. Is everyone coming tonight?
Yesterday, Umaril had said he was good, but I've not heard from him today.
Yeah, he's gonna say wasn't it?
Yeah. So I'll pilot him mechanically during combat, and then he will be stoic and quiet while traveling, not giving much away about his personal feelings on the factions and things of that sort. He will just be there.
I was looking forward to hearing that.
Yes. Hopefully he'll join us. Let's see, and hopefully everything's okay. I know that usually he's pretty good between the tables about communicating if he's going to be running behind or something. So hopefully everything is okay. But as you guys sit here listening to Sildar having this conversation, let me give Domas his inspiration as well. That has been granted to everyone. You guys have a small window of time if you would like to discuss anything, or have any kind of conversation or anything of the sort.
Well, before we go hunting, before we go hunting bugbear, I would say let's get some advantageous positioning in this cave. Unless there's anything else we want to discuss.
I want to pick up my bolts and stuff.
Very nice. You'll be able to retrieve 3/4 of them.
And is there anything else for us to be thinking about here?
Yeah, which path should we head up? Should we head north or head to the west?
Well, why don't we? There's only one way in and one way out of this cave, so we could make a stand at the choke point there.
True. Is there anywhere high I can jump up and fail?
In here, you could go up on the ledge, but there's not any kind of little alcoves or anything in the walls themselves, for you to get a good vantage point.
How about this? I'm in pretty good health. I don't think I've been injured yet, so I would head up the northeast passage to the top right. And if someone else wants to take a look down the southeast passage to the bottom right there, we could go hunt some bugbear, try to draw them into the tunnel, and bring them back to the cave.
I've learned my lesson from last time. Somebody else is doing that.
But
And
it
in
went
the
so
meantime,
well. Sorry.
I would be happy to say a little prayer to help everybody feel a little more accurate and a little more focused in their attacks, and then we can get this party started.
I don't think we should split the party just yet. It didn't work out very well last time we did it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know, actually, up to the very last point when I decided to be heroic, it was going fine for me.
All right. Well, I'm gonna just. How about I say our little prayer, and we go try to draw some bugbears into the cave.
Seems fair.
All right.
Baylor's gonna drink a potion real quick.
I'm gonna huff some incense real quick.
And if everyone's ready, then I would go ahead and cast Bless if there's no objections.
I just changed my wounds to 6, Denali.
Perfect, thank you. Hi, Emerald.
Hey,
One that you said too, unless I'm high or I'm smoking something.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, too, yeah.
Oh, EST. My bad. Okay.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I thought
No,
I'd
you're
put that in there. I'm so sorry.
No, you're fine. You're all good. It's my bad.
Welcome to the
I just
party.
I didn't realize. It's all good though.
We just did recap. The group is discussing moving forward. Bliss has said a prayer and is blessing. Who all
So I
are
would,
you? Go ahead.
So I would try to find a little place to get some cover and do a little bit of hiding. I would cast some Bless, and then do my best to start an initiative before the Bless spell ends.
Perfect. Who
So-
are you blessing?
Oh, I can do that in the thing, right?
Yes. So if you go to the combat tracker, which drop down menu, first option tool, the top left, and you can control left click who you would like to target. And then on the action tab of your character sheet, just to the right, you will hit the effect button.
Let's see if this is working. I'm going to target. Does it say targeted?
Let's see. You had Umaril targeted, no longer do. Okay,
yeah,
you've got
Umaral's
Umaril.
targeted.
Yes.
Okay.
You sure you want to do this right now? Because
Valor.
it only lasts for a minute.
Yeah, I'm going to go start a fight.
I respect it. Alright. And then Thomas. Okay, beautiful.
Right, so Bliss will start chanting to himself, Om Namo, Om Namo. It'll start a chant that'll last for just a few seconds, and Umaril, Tomas, and Valor will feel the benefits of a Bless spell. And did that actually take now?
Let me see. It did not. Let me. There we go. Now it's on the 3 of them. And then you guys will see the effects that you have on the combat tracker as well.
And I will roll a little bit of stealth.
Okay. One with the shadows.
Start moving this way. You tell me when, like, I mean, my goal is to go until I find someone to start initiative. So
Okay.
you tell me where I should stop.
Absolutely. Once you get around the corner, you will see that there is a goblin there. Short bow drawn and ready. Is everybody else following as Bliss charges in, silent with the shadows?
Yep.
Yeah.
Valor is.
As long as somebody's in front of me, yeah.
All right. Go ahead and place yourselves on the map where you would be following. Because as Bliss comes around the corner, you would see a goblin. There, he is going to take a shot as soon as you turn that corner, Bliss.
So turn the corner. You mean like back here?
Yes. Yeah. Can you see him on the
Okay,
map?
So then yeah.
Oh, my
so
thing
he would. I guess
froze.
I would stop when I get shot at.
Okay, so
Right,
it
like
would put
that's when
you
initiative
right.
will start?
Yeah, so it would put you. Sorry, I was trying to bring other stuff up. So yeah, right about there as you guys turn around. So he is going to target you.
So much for sneaky.
With a dirty 20 to hit. It is, but he had readied an action and was waiting for someone to come around.
Got it.
As you take the 4 points of piercing damage, I'm going to have you guys roll initiative as he begins to shout something behind him. Karin, you would understand I need to roll for Sildar as well. That he is shouting, I got one! I got one!
They know we're here again.
Hazel with that 20. My man.
Beautiful. Okay. That is going to 16. Very, very sorry. Yes, and I'm sorry, Bliss. I feel bad. All right. Basil, my dear, you are
I have
up.
to roll a concentration
first.
check. I'm sorry.
Oh, for your bless.
took damage.
Yes, 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 yes.
Okay. All right. No more bless.
Did you want to inspo that at all? Did you want to use inspiration at all on that, or are you gonna let it
Oh
roll?
yeah, sure. Yes, I will use inspiration.
Absolutely. Yes.
Oh wait, no, I have to click it up here.
You got this.
All right. Still no more bless.
Okay, let me go ahead.
It was an
and-
improvement.
Yes, it definitely was. Let me remove these really quick. Here we go. Not defense.
Do I have to do anything to show that I'm not concentrating anymore?
No, it'll automatically apply. Doop doop doo. And I'm going to clear your targets. All right, so Basil, you are up first with Goblin 7, and then Thomas and Bliss on deck. So as you guys sneak around this corner, you hear the as an arrow is released, and the bless, that aura that just barely illuminated, just enough for you guys to see on your companions, dissipates into the darkness around you.
Okay, I'm going to target Goblin 7 with my longbow.
Okay.
Oh. I think I got a 9. Does that hit?
9 does not hit, unfortunately.
Okay. That's my turn then.
Okay. The goblin is going to load his weapon again, continuing to target you, Bliss, as you are the closest and largest target that he can see. And as he begins to take a couple steps back, is going to release another arrow at you with a natural 20. Oh my god, Adam, I'm so sorry. As you take 11 points of piercing damage.
11 points?
Yes. Oh shit. As the goblin releases the arrow, you hear a cheer escape his throat as Bliss collapses to the ground in front of you. And you hear the pitter-patter. Those of you up front would see as the goblin begins to run back around the corner. That brings us to Thomas.
I'm going to run straight to Bliss and give him a health potion
Beautiful.
and feed it to him.
Beautiful. Go ahead and roll, please. for the healing.
Do I roll or does
Uh,
Thomas roll?
I'll let you guys decide.
I'll let you roll. If that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine with me.
All right, is it 2d4?
I believe it's 2d4 plus 4. Let me double check.
4 plus 2.
Yeah, 2d4. Oh, 2d4 plus 2. So that's going to be 7 points of healing to you, Bliss. Brings us here to 8. As quickly as you feel the pain of the second penetration and the world around you starts to warp and warble, fading to unconsciousness, you feel almost an out-of-body experience as you feel yourself rising from the ground before quickly being shoved back down. A spiritual crashing, if you will, as Thomas wastes no time rushing to your side and pouring the contents of this vial into your mouth. The warmth of your blood that is pooling around you is replaced by a healing warmth that kind of begins to spread from your core out into the rest of your body.
Well, I owe you one, buddy. Thank you.
Not yet, big guy. We still need you in the fight. Come on. And I'm going to continue down the hallway with... How many steps is that? To the bridge. I'm going to head to the bridge to see if there's anything there.
Okay, from where you are at, just around the corner, you see... You see the snout of another large wolf right here around the corner in motion. And you can see the ass end of the goblin here. You can take aim at either. It would be 3/4 coverage for you.
I'm going to
Well,
jump down.
goblin would be half. Jumping down?
Yeah, jumping
Okay.
down.
Okay. Go ahead and give me an athletics, please.
Athletics. Oh, he's in acrobatics.
I'll allow acrobatics to jump down, yeah.
Because I thought it was jumping, so...
Yes, no, you're right. Okay, with an 18. Okay, you slightly tweak your pinky toe. But you are quite all right.
We can? How do I get down?
Let me open that, and then you should... Oh. All right, now you should be able to move it down underneath.
Thank you.
You are welcome.
And I'm going to hide if I can. If I can't hide...
Absolutely. Go ahead and give me a stealth.
Keep clicking the
You're
wrong
quite all
places.
right. They keep changing, and every time there's an update, something changes, and then very, very solid.
Yeah, I'm going to wait down here with my crossbow out.
Okay. That is going to bring us to Bliss.
All right, Bliss is going to shake off the wound. He's going to pull that arrow out and proceed forward.
Okay. You have 40 feet of movement, correct? So you'll have 25 feet left after coming back up from prone.
Yes. All right. So,
And as you get closer, you see that there is the wolf there. You see 2 goblins. I don't need to ping them because you should be able to see them. And then you see a large, towering, furry figure. He is wearing hide armor, carrying a morning star. You see there are about 3 javelins on his back. And he is wearing a lot of jewelry, a lot of gold, chains and necklaces, rings across his fingers, and just very King John in the animated Robin Hood movie.
Got it. Can I, let's see here. You want to save it? Okay. I am going to make a grapple attempt against the wolf that's right in front of me.
Okay, what is your DC, love?
So that is, I want to say it's 14. Yes,
With
14.
With a 6, you waste no time charging around the corner and taking this wolf by surprise. Before embracing him, you are now dancing with Wolf.
Cats and dogs. So Bliss is gonna grab that wolf by the scruff of his neck with one hand, and with the other hand he's gonna take some rope out. He's gonna reach into his tunic, take a length of rope, and just start winding it around that wolf. And he's gonna try to restrain the wolf in the rope.
Okay, and that he makes another save at disadvantage, correct? Or
No, I have to roll a.
that's right.
That is a sleight of hand check with a
DC 10. That's right. Thank you. Absolutely. And he is snarling and snapping this whole time, trying to bite at you any way he can. But he is now restrained.
All right. And how many hit points do I have left right now? I have 8 hit points left.
7. If you've taken 8 damage.
Oh right, I have 8 wounds.
Yes.
7 hit points left. I'm going to So that was I used a bonus action to make the grapple attempt, and then the action to utilize the rope.
Correct.
And I could burn a focus point and try to use. No, I'm going to. Can my party members get past me?
They would be able
engage the
to
wolf?
get past you, but they would have to like jump over essentially because it's kind of bottlenecked right there. So you can move through friendly players without expending extra movement. But to get past, they could jump over the wolf. But they would need that running start to jump over him because he's directly next to you.
They would have to jump over the wolf. Can I get past the wolf?
Yeah, I'd allow that.
Okay,
As
so
you've
I'm
got
going to
him
use my
tied up
feline
in-
agility,
Okay.
which gives me another 40 feet of move speed.
Okay.
So I'm going to go to here. Oh, wait. So if I go past the wolf, so this would be like 5, 10 feet of movement
Mm-hmm.
would get me to there. Is that right?
Correct.
And then if I go to here, I want to drag. So I've got the wolf grappled. So the wolf is both restrained by the rope and I'm still holding it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to go to here, which would be, that was 5, 10, and then another 5 feet, which would be count as 10 feet because now I'm dragging the wolf. So I want to drag the wolf 1 square to the north.
Okay. And the bugbear will take an attack of opportunity.
Yeah.
And misses. You feel the rush of air as his weapon swings right by the back of your head as you turn to drag this wolf behind you.
And I'm going to say, the way is open. Come on in, boys. And I'm going to stay there.
Beautiful. That is going to bring us to the wolf, who is still struggling and trying to break free. He is scared and he is angry, he is going to try and attack you. Because he has pack tactics, it will negate the disadvantage and it will just be a regular attack. But the plus side is that it's not pack tactics, so it's not an advantage.
Got it.
So, let's see. He is going to target you. And let's see if it rolls correctly. It did not. So, let me fix that. So it just rolls the 1. With an 11, you feel the side of his maw kind of rub against your fur as he's trying to snarl and snap at you. But you avoid any kind of attack from him. That brings us to Goblin 38. And you watch as this goblin, he's got his scimitar in his left hand and his other hand on the stick that is there, wedged between the rocks at the dam. And he looks at you and looks to the stick in his hand. And we're going to see what he's going to do. He sneers at you. He is going to put all of his weight into dislodging this stick. And as he does, you hear the tumbling of rocks and the gushing of water. Unfortunately, Tomas, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw, please, as the first pool of water pours out from the mouth of this pool.
I hate when that happens. Yeah, I know. I realised that.
Beautiful. You hear the rushing of the water first before you see it happening. Your ears twitching a bit. Having a sneaky idea of what's coming, kind of bracing yourself and firmly planting your feet, and I imagine you kind of like holding onto the walls or the edge of the stairs in front of you. It takes all of your strength to not be washed away with this flood of water that washes over you.
It's not just that water euphoria sort of washes over me as well as this happens due to my
Your
intoxication.
I love it. Feeling cleaned and renewed. The water is now 4 feet deep.
Oh,
It will be that way for, let me double check the rounds. For 2 rounds as it pours out of the cave. Okay. And with that, he is going to step back a bit, sheathing his scimitar and reaching.
Oh, I think I'm gonna try to give him a little bop on the head.
Do it! That is unfortunately a miss.
Hands are too full of wolf.
Yes.
yeah,
That
that would happen.
brings us to Umaril. So you guys all hear the rushing of water, and snarling of a wolf in the distance is drowned out for a few rounds. Umaril, it is your turn with Karan on deck.
Okay, yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna use my entire dash action to kind of get over there. So, is 1 square 10 feet, correct?
1 square is 5.
5, okay.
Yeah, so you'll be able to move 12 squares.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's over here. 11.
And you can move diagonally as well between the squares.
Okay, yeah. That is fine. I end my turn right here.
Beautiful. That brings us to Karn with Clarg on deck, followed by Valor. If you are speaking, bless you, dear. You are muted, dear.
Yeah.
Yes. He will, from where you're at, have half coverage because the lip of the cave kind of not envelops him, but gives him a little bit of an advantage there.
Mechanically, what does half cover do again? What
I
damage do you
believe it's a +2. Let me double check. Yeah, it's a +2 to his AC.
Well, I've barely got any resources left, so I'm going to release my innate sorcery and start covering myself with ink again just to make sure my attacks land.
Beautiful.
So, bonus action, innate sorcery, and then I will go for a sorcerer's burst attack on him again.
That is unfortunately a miss.
Could I inspiration roll?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
In this case, would I only be rolling one more die then?
I'll allow you to roll it twice because of your sorcerer's burst.
Well, okay then.
Unfortunate. So as you go to cast this, though you've been healed and are back on the side of the living, there's just a brief moment where you are trying to gain your footing, and the ink, rather than flying forth as you are accustomed to it doing, sort of just dribbles and falls in droplets directly in front of you, almost like a clog in your quill. Any further movement or anything for you, my dear? You're muted again, love.
I'll just have to 6, that's all the movement and everything.
Okay.
Unless... No, that's not a good idea. Never mind.
Okay. So, half the time when you say it's not a good idea, part of me is wondering, like, is it really not a good idea? All right, that's going
The only
to...
other thing I could think of was trying to jump prone so that ranged attacks wouldn't go for me, but melee attacks become stronger.
Yeah.
And there's a wolf in there.
Yeah. And you're not aware that he's grappled
Although-
yet.
Yeah.
Seeing that, Clark is pissed. He is going to shout at the others in Goblin. Dispose of these fools. Waste no time. And he is going to... yeah, I think he's going to try and cut the binds of your rope. Okay, with a 19. What is the HP of a rope?
Let's see what it says about that. Hang on a second. Let me
Would
go
you?
through notes about that.
I'm double checking right now. 2 hit points per 10 feet. You used 50 feet of rope, so that'll be 10 points. Let's see. Okay.
So for the rope, it actually doesn't say the net. The net has hit points. The rope, it doesn't say anything about cutting. I would say if he, I would just say he can cut the rope. I think the rope has like no hit points.
Okay, that's interesting. All right, so he's going to cut through the
Yeah, that's interesting.
rope.
We should. I'll later after the session. I'll text you about.
Yeah, because I feel like it should have, because technically, like, everything, like, if you guys are trying to bust down a door or anything like that, like, there
Yeah,
should
everything has hit
technically
points.
have a hit points. He did 14 points of damage, so I'm going to say for now that that's enough that it does cut through, but I do like the mechanic of that, because it kind of defeats the purpose. Like, if you guys are using your resources and stuff, like, there should be some difficulty or
Yeah, no.
potential to fail.
Totally.
Other than rolling like shit. So he is no longer restrained, but he is still grappled.
Yes, that's right.
So that is going to take his action as he stares daggers into you, Bliss. And he has been speaking in Goblin, but that will change as he looks to you and speaks in common. You will regret stepping foot in my cavern. That brings us to Valor, with Sildar on deck.
Okay, he'll move. I'll move up here. Guess he'll target Clark. With his free hand, he'll is pulling out a scroll of the free object interaction.
Yeah, I'd allow it to be an interaction.
But okay, so I couldn't also then draw my short bow, right?
If you don't already have it out, no.
Okay. Then I'm not gonna do that, and I'm just gonna stay back here. And first, I'm gonna draw my bow, and then that's my turn.
Okay. Did you want to ready anything, or?
Nope.
Okay. Sildar is going to come. If I can get him to move. That's going to end his turn as he dash actions with his. Wait, why is that not out here? Give me just a moment to put this, because I edited his character sheet because he has a scimitar now, but it's not showing on his actions. But he does have the scimitar that he took from one of the goblin corpses. Player message. Yes, you could.
Okay. Yeah, sorry, I was rushing because I have to leave the house.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. Okay, so that is going to end his turn, bringing us to the top of the round with Basil.
Oh, I'm gonna move my movement speed.
Okay.
I'm gonna put the bugbear with my longbow.
Beautiful. That is a hit. 7 points of piercing damage to Clark. And he is going to let out a loud roar that almost kind of echoes and rumbles the walls next to you as he takes those 7 points. As his attention is now turned towards you, Basil.
And that's my turn.
Beautiful. Goblin 7 is going to come over here. Actually, yeah, he's going to step here in front and turn his attention towards you as he releases another arrow from his bow. I always do that. With a 9, you hear it plunge into the earth next to you. And he is going to stand there, breathing heavily and just kind of snarling at you. Ending his turn. That brings us to Thomas with Bliss on deck. You're muted, love.
Right. I'm coming up here. Am I still in sneak?
Yeah. Go ahead. I'll say that you're able to keep it because they weren't aware that you're there, so I won't make you re-roll after the water with you saving. Yeah, so you'll be able to come up behind Bliss, who is wrapped tightly around this large wolf that's frantically trying to break away.
I don't know. Is he trying to kill the wolf or just disarm it? Um,
Are you asking that?
in the game, probably should do because that's above table, isn't it? But then again, will you just be like freaked out all of a sudden? You hear Thomas behind you. Hey, you gonna kill that guy? What you want to do, bro? Is that okay, or is that bring me out hiding?
No, if you're whispering it to him, I'd allow it.
Okay, that's that.
He had his chance to run and he chose to stay. He deserves the consequences.
Okay. I'm gonna. Am I worried that Bliss will need me to tank a hit or try and tank a hit? I'm a bit concerned for Bliss's health right now. So, but I think I'm gonna come in and shoot the. I'm gonna shoot the warg in the head or whatever it is.
The bugbear?
Oh no, the warg, the.
Oh, the wolf. Okay.
Get the sneak attack. Oh, you can use sneak attack against either one of them. So you're hidden.
Can I not? Can I not use sneak attack?
No, I said you get it against either one of them because you're hidden.
Mm-hmm.
I was making sure. That was
Yeah, you are good.
Sneak attack. Sneak attack. Wait, do I need to select the wolf first?
Yes. Target, and then you will be able to roll.
Roll of hood. I select. Doesn't let me.
You have him targeted. Oh, now you don't.
I have. Oh, that's my fault. It needs to like tell you.
It'll tell you on the combat tracker if you bring that up. And then if you have them targeted on the map, it'll show like a little arrow with the distance as well.
That's sweet. Okay. So do I just click? Is it this one? Yeah. Damn it.
Go ahead
15.
and roll again as you have advantage. Excuse me.
Oh, do I need to click? Okay. Okay. I'll turn off advantage then.
You're good. Oh, it was almost a nat. Okay, that is still a hit. Go ahead and apply your sneak attack and then roll your damage. Go ahead and roll your d6 for the sneak attack. I don't know why it didn't automatically apply that. Okay, a
That's
total
fine, don't worry
of
about it.
10 points.
It's 2 buttons, and we got confused which one was the right one again.
It
Oh,
used to be
it's that
way
one,
more
isn't it?
streamlined, and then with all these updates, and I get what they're trying to do, but when you're used to it being one thing and then they change it, it throws me off. Beautiful. There's a pained yelp, followed by more snarls and growls.
Okay. I'm gonna go back into hiding.
Okay. That will bring us to Bliss.
Do I need to roll?
Yes, please. Sorry, my brain is mush. It's been a long week.
There we go.
Beautiful. And I just kind of imagine you like popping up behind Bliss, releasing your ammunition, and then just slowly slinking back down out of sight.
Do I need to say that I'm reloading?
No.
Okay.
That brings us to Bliss.
Well, that was one sneaky rabbit.
Yeah. And unless you guys say otherwise, I just assume you guys are reloading and doing that during the rest of the round. There are some DMs who will be like, well, that's going to take an action to reload and derp. And I personally am a believer that combat takes a long time anyway, especially with parties of like 6 or more. And having to use a round or an action to do that just bogs it down even more. And that's no fun. All right. Bliss with Ripper and Goblin 38 on deck.
So, let's see here. Bliss will Bliss will take a punch at the wolf. Just kind of hold. So Bliss will be holding the wolf by the scruff, and just sort of pummel him right in the face, and say you should have left when you had the chance.
All right. You should have advantage as he's grappled.
No, I don't. It takes a feat for that.
Oh, it does. You're right. Thank you.
I don't have that feat.
Okay. That is a miss. And as you have him by the scruff and say this to him, I imagine he kind of like turns to try and snap at the hand that you're scruffing him with, which throws off the target.
And I'll swipe again.
That is a hit. Max damage. Very nice. He yelps once more and starts to calm momentarily.
And I will... be done.
Okay.
Wait, hang on 1 second. So is Thomas is behind me?
Correct.
If I were to, where is the water?
So the water is all, like, looking at the map where you see the water on the map, that's where it all is. It has just filled that bit a bit more. So the water is 4 feet high where the water is now, rather than being like 2 feet.
So the water isn't like up on the shore.
Correct.
Like where, like Tomas is not standing in the water.
Correct.
No.
Yeah. Because there's the incline as well. Where he was initially was at the stairs, at the bottom of the stairs here. And down here in that lower area, there's a little bit of water on the shoreline. Not the 4 feet. Most of the water is going to be where the water is on the map. But there's maybe a foot of water on the shoreline along down this way.
Can I drag Ripper past Thomas?
Yeah, absolutely.
Or is the way blocked?
If he'll allow you to pass, he would. If Thomas allows you to pass, absolutely.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So with my movement, I'll go to here, which will take 10 feet.
Mm-hmm.
And then here, which makes 20 feet.
Mm-hmm. Are you going to drown this wolf? Yes.
Drown it.
And then here, which makes 30 feet.
Mm-hmm.
Sign me up.
And oh, you know what? I think I can't. I can't go. I have to be out of the water because otherwise, being in the water is going to take double the movement. So I would have to be here.
Yes.
So let's say I'm here, and I'm going to hold the wolf in the water.
Okay. And then what we will do, if you were trying to drown him, is we'll do contested strength checks for holding him under.
Sure. Yeah.
Very, very
Got an
solid.
action, a bonus action, and a movement. Got to get something out of each of them.
Yes.
All right. So strength check.
Yes. Okay. With a 13, I'll say that you're able to like drag his body into the water, but as
He's not
he's
drowning.
correct, yeah, he's got his head above and he's doing everything he can right now to remain that way.
Right.
And with it being his turn now, he is going to do a contested strength to try and break free from your grapple.
So it's just he's got to
Just beat the DC.
Yeah, just beat the DC.
Okay. Oh, natural 20.
All right.
And Yeah, I did not expect that. He is in the
But
water.
that's his action, so
Yeah, yeah. So he's going to try and run from you. He has 40 feet of movement, so it'll take 10 to get out of the water. And he is going to run back up here. You guys do have attacks of opportunity.
hell yeah.
Okay. That's a hit.
Ah. And Tomas, if you make that attack of opportunity, you get sneak attack on that again.
Okay, yeah. So I need to. I thought it was you who got the.
He went past you too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's shoot this dude.
Beautiful.
Right.
Let's do it.
So.
Sweet.
Beautiful.
Let's hope this roll reflects that.
Nice.
Whoa!
Damn.
Nice.
And that 5 is actually going to be an 8. So let me respond to this player message.
Okay.
So if you want to go ahead and do that now, you can. Okay, perfect. And again, good job remembering the readied actions.
The wolf is still alive?
No, but there's a lot of moving pieces. Valor had readied an action. And I think we've covered this, but just in case we haven't, you guys are, and I don't want this to sound like a dick, but you guys are responsible for remembering your readied actions and things like that. And he did. So all of this is taking place simultaneously. And what we're going to do is, here we go. Okay, and you would hit beautiful with 5 points of the piercing damage. So Bliss, as you've dragged this wolf into the water, and he is flailing and scrambling to break free, there is a bolt. An arrow that comes flying out from behind you as Valor releases his held action, and causes the wolf to scramble even further away faster. As you and Tomas both waste no time taking advantage of this opportunity to strike while he is fleeing. You, Bliss, hear a sickening crack as you break his hind leg while he is running. And Tomas, your bolt flies through the back of the wolf's skull, and the wolf, his body collapses and falls still right here in front of you. A very angry, animalistic scream breaks through the momentary silence as Clark throws his head back and screams in anger. That is going to bring us to Goblin 7, who is going to drop his short bow and grab his scimitar, and he is going to charge towards you, Basil, screaming in Goblin. You don't speak Goblin, do you?
No.
Okay, it's probably for the best. He'd probably be very angry with the things he was saying. With a 17, you feel the cool blade of his weapon slash through you as you take 8 points of the slashing damage. As your blood sprays on his face, he gets this really maniacal look in his eyes as your blood kind of drips down off of him, and he stands in front of you, almost taunting, and continuing to yell slurs in Goblin at you. That will bring us to Thomas. Oh wait, why did we... Wait, no, that should not have happened. Why did it go backwards?
Yeah, that didn't make sense.
Yeah,
It was
okay,
like,
so that did not happen. Bliss, or I'm sorry, Basil. We're going to
I
take
can
that
shoot someone else
damage
if you want.
off. Well, I don't know why the combat tracker moved backwards when I removed the wolf. That should have been Goblin 38, not 7. So let me move that down. My apologies, Basil. So no slurs or damage yet. This goblin is going to come over to the second pool, seeing that Bliss has headed down that direction, and he is going to remove the, oh no, it's right here, the stick from here. As more water continues to rush from this second pool, Thomas, you are unfortunately the only one down there. Please give me another dexterity save.
Okay. Oh, dexterity.
It's almost like you were expecting this, like you were waiting for it. As you just step to the side as this water, like you get splashed on your little furry rabbit toes as the second course of water just rushes past you. And that is going
Just
to...
dancing in a state of like religious euphoria right now.
Yes. That brings us to Umaril with Karan on deck.
Alrighty. I'm going to move forward to right about here.
Oh.
We did not take a... Hold on. We didn't take a long rest last time?
No long
Okay.
rest, not even a short rest, my dear.
Luckily for me, I got one pack magic slot left, so...
Let's fucking go.
I'm casting... Hold on. Should be here. Never mind, I am not casting that. Okay. Yeah. I did not think this through. Okay.
Take your time.
I'm going to go ahead and just cast Armor of Agathis as a bonus action.
Okay.
Just gives me 5 temporary HP.
What does this look like as you empower yourself, as you bolster yourself with a little bit of extra health?
So, Umaril's gonna kind of just like take like a hand motion, kind of cover his like chest, and just forms of ice will just kind of semi embody him a little bit, and you just got kind of a chilling little aura kind of around him.
That's really cool. I'm sorry, I had to.
And then, no, you're all good. And then I'm gonna cast. Yeah, I'm gonna cast. Where the hell is it? It's not showing up here. Okay, there it is. Yeah. Okay. I know it's gonna be a disadvantage, but I'm gonna cast Eldritch Blast right in front of his face if possible. So
Absolutely.
select him.
Oh, JJ's transitioning. Welcome back, JJ.
Yeah. All right, Goblin 7. There you go. All right, yeah. I'm gonna use my last inspiration to roll that.
Okay.
And let's see.
Oh.
Yeah. I am not hitting him either way.
Yeah.
This Eldritch Blast just completely misses him by the face, and I end my turn.
That is so unfortunate. As you cast, you're using your bonus action and cast the Armor of Agathis, the coldness, the coolness of it, kind of causes you to chill a bit as you go to cast your Eldritch Blast, which throws off your trajectory. That brings us to Karn with Clarg and then Valor on deck.
Does the drop look like it'd be enough that if I messed the check up, I'd slip and fall and effectively waste my turn?
It's very possible. You are 20 feet up, which would be 2d6 of falling damage if you were to biff it.
Yeah, never mind then.
Potentially enough to kill you.
Again. I'll just take another shot at the goblin then, because I can't see into the room to know what else is in there, so...
Okay.
Just take another shot here.
Okay, just know if it is a natural 1, it will hit Umaril.
I saved it before, it balances everything out.
Fair enough. Okay. With a 21, that is a hit, even with the added AC.
Innate sorcery is badass.
It's so good.
That's why I wanted to use 2024 rolls.
Yes. Which I'm hating less and less as we go. Still don't love it, but I hate it less. Very, very solid. Goblin 7 takes 6 points of acid damage. Let's see how he is looking. The part of him that you can see as he's kind of bobbing and weaving, you watch as the flesh quickly begins to boil and pop and melt away, giving way to muscular bits, and you can see all of his teeth on that side of his face as bits of sinew kind of string itself together, trying to keep that part of him intact. Any movement or anything else for you?
I don't think there's anything left I could do, really. So, probably not.
Okay.
I'll stay at the back of the one.
Perfect. That is going to bring us to Clarg, who is going to come down, unaware that Tomas is there, is charging down towards you, Bliss, as you have just killed the one thing that he hated less than everything else in this world. As
To be
he...
fair, I'm pretty sure it was Thomas's crit that killed it, but I'll take the credit. I'll take the blame.
Yes, yeah. Up until he gets right up there, he's unaware that Tomas is there. But he charges in.
Yeah, well, that's all good.
And with an 18, I believe that hits.
That'll hit.
Okay. And there is actually, unfortunately, with his brute feature, you take a total of 13 points of bludgeoning damage.
Well, I'm down again.
And Tomas, you see this large figure that just rushes in, bringing the Morningstar up over his head and full force slams it down. It doesn't crack Bliss on the head. It hits him in the shoulder and clavicle area, and there is a sickening crunch as you watch the force of this attack crumble your companion right in front of you. With this, we're going to see if he sees you, because you rolled pretty well on... Okay. Either really ignorant or blissfully unaware. That was a terrible pun. I'm so sorry. He raises his fist in the air, Morningstar in his right hand, and kind of turns, almost like in Gladiator in the "Are you not entertained" scene, and begins to try to rally the two lowly goblins behind him. That brings us to... And Karin and Valor, you guys would see this as well. Yeah, what is your passive, Karin? I'd say it's enough to, yeah. Okay, that's going to bring us to Valor with Sildar on deck.
Yeah, I got a couple questions. Sorry if you already explained it. This bridge,
You're quite all right.
how far is it up? You said
20 feet.
From the ground. Okay.
Correct.
So is this like an elevation, like up 5 feet or something?
So yeah, it's up 5 from the ground directly underneath where Karin is standing.
Okay. So, and then how deep is the water?
Right now with the
threaded through it.
second pool, well, they released the first pool of the reserve water, which caused the water to raise up to 4 feet. And after this round, that will go down. But because they've released the second reserve of water, it is now at 6 feet. And some of
Okay,
it is starting to spill onto, more of it is starting to spill onto the lower areas of the shoreline.
How does fall damage work into water?
If you're going straight into the water, it wouldn't. I don't think you would take the fall damage from this height because it's not enough of a distance to be like hitting glass or anything like that.
Okay, so this is what I'm gonna do then. I'm going. Valor is going to sort of just. He's gonna take like a 10-foot run, so he's gonna come down here and then here,
Mm-hmm.
and then he's gonna launch. However far he can launch
Okay.
into the water, and
Okay.
then hopefully like climb up here.
Okay. I will need a dexterity save as you jump into the water. Because with all of this taking place in the same round simultaneously, the water is still rushing out from the second reserve. 14. Okay. It will unfortunately drag you back. That was almost enough, but it'll drag you back here under
Gonna
the
install it
bridge.
then.
Okay. Beautiful.
There we go.
Beautiful. Somehow physics reverse and it carries you forward. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, you're not thrown off or thwarted by the rushing water at all, and you're able to pull yourself
Fine.
up.
Oh, would you say I've gone like 25 feet
Correct.
so far?
Correct.
Okay, so I can definitely move up to
Next to Bliss. Yes.
Okay, and as I'm doing that, he's just gonna chuck the frickin' short bow. He don't care anymore. He's gonna just throw it on the ground, and as he gets up to Bliss, he's gonna pull out his last remaining cure wounds scroll and frickin' heal him.
Beautiful. This is the first time we've seen this from you. What does it look like as you utilize your crafted scroll to imbue the gift of life into your companion?
I don't know. Some sort of like I don't know, green sort of energy or something
Okay.
comes out as he puts his palm down on Bliss's head, and like maybe he'll say like a short little prayer to like arise and let's kill these people. I don't know.
Okay.
But yeah, so it's what is that? That is a
Cure wounds is, let me
2d8 plus spellcasting mod. So 2d8 plus whiz. 2d8 plus 2. Okay. Should I just target him and cast the thingy?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Is it 2d8 for a level 1 spell?
Yep. 2d8. That's the new cure wounds.
Oh my god, they fucking buffed
24.
the hell out of that. Jesus.
Yes, they did.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
Oh my god, okay. I was going, that doesn't sound right. That is insane.
Yeah, no, they made healing, and it goes up by 2d8 every level.
Oh my god.
There you go.
Okay. Bliss once more. As you fall into unconsciousness, the sound of the rushing water begins to sound like a calm, serene, babbling brook. as you find yourself walking paw in wing with Layla in a beautiful, serene forest. Deer stopping to water on the opposite side. The drops of dew glistening in the early morning sunlight. And you feel another thud as you are pulled back down into the land of the living, as you are healed for the 11 points. And you see the masked face of Valor towering above you.
Let's just say, may the memory of your mother be a blessing.
Thank you. Can he see this guy, Clark? Still? Or is he around the corner too much?
He's around the corner. You can see like part. You'd see his arm, like off in the side, arm and shoulder, maybe.
Okay. Well, that is unfortunately my turn.
All right.
How did I take that much damage?
From last session, you didn't heal yourself. You healed Karin when he was downed, but you had taken the lead. Were in the forefront of basically the first line of sight from incoming attacks with the goblins before they were defeated in that little cavern.
I literally changed my HP to I used the potion at the very beginning of this.
Did you not change it?
I changed it to it should have been at 6.
Because you haven't been... Okay, then it should still be that, because you haven't been targeted yet. So,
is it at 18?
You did... I don't know. It may not have gone back down. Yeah, because none of the NPCs have targeted you yet. So go ahead and fix that. Yeah, because you did take the potion of healing.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
I thought I had said... I don't know.
Yeah, it may not have taken, so you should be at 6 damage.
I believe so. From whatever I...
Okay, then yeah, yeah, because you haven't been targeted, so it may not have registered when you changed it. It should be corrected now, though. Okay. That
healed for 10 and removed potion. Yep.
Healed for 10. Okay, so that would put you at.
Yep.
There we go.
Oh, I started at 16.
Okay. Yeah, then I don't know. Yeah, because you haven't been targeted.
Weird. I have zero clue.
Yeah, because none of them have attacked you. They haven't had an opportunity to.
Unless someone had me targeted and they did attack damage, maybe?
Possible.
Oh, no.
Oh, you know what? I wonder if I had fucking... Well, no, because that was only 6 points, so it wouldn't have been enough to do that. Okay, but you're back at 6 damage rather than 18.
Sorry, I was freaking out. I was like, wait a second, I'm not dead.
Yeah, no, and you shouldn't be. Yeah, and you shouldn't be.
Okay, yeah,
that
ends
is
my
going
turn.
to... Okay. Alright, Sildar. He's kind of bottlenecked here, so he is going to... Well, he can't really do anything. So he's going to stay there, and he's going to ready an action. To swing with his scimitar if any enemies come into his range. That brings us to the top of the round with Basil.
I'm going to shoot Goblin 7 with my bow.
Okay. That is a hit. Goblin 7, let me put that on him real quick. Okay, go ahead and roll your damage. Basil, how would you like to do this?
Oh, just straight, the arrow hits him straight in the chest. because it seems like he's not wearing a shirt. So right there on the picture on his open chest where it's bare.
Beautiful.
Right
As
through, and
he,
then you can hear some gurgling while the
yes,
blood fills his lungs.
nice. Okay,
And then I
Goblin's
want to
instead.
move here.
Okay, and you absolutely can.
There.
Okay, perfect. You see the very shocked and then angry face of Goblin 38 as you shoot down his friend and move forward. That is going to bring us to Tomas with Bliss on deck. You're muted again, love.
Oh no, don't worry, I'm back. Right, I'm gonna sneak attack this dude again. Do you think I'm better? Will I be able to do it with a rapier, or do you think I'm just better shooting with a crossbow?
Who are you asking?
You will I be able to? Will I be because I'm close to him? Will it count as sneak? Or will I be able to do it because he's distracted, going.
He's
not entertained.
Yeah, he's not aware of you yet. So you'll have the sneak attack and the advantage.
Let's have a look for a second.
So your weapon of choice is entirely up to you.
I'm just gonna hit him with the crossbow. Yeah.
Okay. Do you have?
Advantage, is it?
It will be regular because at this close range, without having the proper feat, it is normally at disadvantage. But because you have advantage, it is just a normal roll.
Okay.
But if you stab him, it's advantage, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes, but the 20 hits.
Okay.
The rolls are way better than I thought they were going to be. Those first few had me concerned, but JJ came in and turned it around.
Wait, that didn't do it again, did it?
It did. It did.
Okay.
So 13 points of
I'm
piercing.
gonna shoot him in the leg.
Beautiful. And you do. Let me apply that so he is there in total damage. And his celebration quickly turns to shock and anger as he turns to look over his shoulder, and you can feel his eyes focus on you as his lip begins to curl.
Oh, I think I'm gonna go hide again.
Okay. You can certainly try. He is looking directly at you.
I'm moving around the corner.
Okay. Okay, go ahead and give me, the DC will be a little bit higher as he is following you with his eyes, but go ahead and give me,
No, I'm around the corner. If you walk around the corner, they can't see you.
Exactly. Go ahead and roll your stealth. Okay. Yeah, as far as you can tell, you are one with the water. You are an aquatic rock.
Hell yeah.
Decided
Let's
to
go.
turn. That will bring us to Bliss with Goblin 38 on deck.
Right, sorry about that.
You're quite all right.
Okay. Bliss is gonna stand up and sort of shake it off a bit. Like I gotta try to stay on my feet for the rest of this fight. And
You took the words right out of my mouth.
thank you again, Valor. Let's see if we can wrap this up. So I'm gonna go with 5 feet of movement to here. And I'm going to make a grapple attempt against Mr. Clark.
Okay, and let's bring
So
up
it's a,
his
it's a
modifier.
save DC 14.
And with a 14, he does succeed.
All right, I'm gonna make another grapple attempt. So I'm gonna burn a focus point
Okay.
to do a flurry of blows.
With a natural 1, he is now grappled.
So I'm gonna grab him in kind of like an armbar and try to again grab that rope and restrain him.
Beautiful. Give me your sleight of hand.
And I'm gonna say, well, here, I'll roll first. Sleight of hand.
Nice. He is now restrained.
And I'm gonna say, we need to know, what did you do? What did you do with? Why can't I remember this guy's name? Gundren. Gundren. What did you do with Gundren? Where is Castle Krogmar?
I will tell you after I kill you. It's a terrible voice.
We'll see about that. Let's see if you do any better in the river than your wolf friend.
Damn.
The duality.
So
So-
soon.
Okay, so
So,
he is.
I don't know, like, how would you handle, like, essentially turning him, right? So, like, I don't really need to move anywhere.
No.
don't wanna-
With that, go ahead and just give me an athletics check, please. As I kind of just picture you swinging, it won't take any movement, but he is a pretty big guy, so just making sure that. And actually, no, your lift and carry is pretty high, right?
Yeah.
Let me double check that.
Well, because I guess what I would want to do is I want to use drag. So if I could
You'd
move
be
if
able
that doesn't.
to.
I don't want to do
No.
a contested check, so I'd want to like go to.
Yeah, no, I'd,
Here-
I'd say that with your capacity that you are able to lift and swing him around, especially
that
with
would
him
be,
not
like,
being able to
probably,
pick
like,
the
the
fight.
rest. So let's count that as like all the burning all the rest of my movement.
Are you sure? I was gonna say it won't take any movement if you're literally just lifting him and moving him.
Oh, dude,
Yeah, I
just drag him through there. Just drag him through the water. That's it.
Yeah, I kind of wanted. I'm trying to just dunk him in the water. And he's tied up
Yeah,
and grappled and in
Yeah.
the water.
yeah. So
Who closer to me?
his strength is at disadvantage. So go ahead and give me your strength to try and dunk him.
Nope.
Oh wow. He rolled a 10 too, so I did not think that this was going to. He has a lot of fight in him, a lot of vigor, as he is grappled and restrained. As much as he wants to kill you, he wants to not die even more. So for this round, at least, he is able to maintain his head above the water. That ends your
He's
turn.
restrained, so all attacks against him have advantage for
Yes.
other
Yes.
archers.
And what we will do, we'll take Goblin 38's turn, and then we'll take our break because it's about time for the kids to get home pretty soon. And then we'll pick back up with Umaril. So, Goblin 38 is going to charge in towards you, Basil. And he is going to swing his scimitar with a 17 to hit. As you take 8 points of the slashing damage as he is shouting wildly at you in an angry language that you do not understand. And
Okay.
then that will bring us to Umaril, but we'll go ahead and take our 10-minute break here and then pick up with Umaril in the middle of the round. Sound good?
Alrighty.
Jokes.
Alrighty.
sorcerer's pose can go for, because one of them is psychic, which is a lot more appropriate. Nice plan, actually, what they try and line with.
Does Slimer have knowledge
Hey, Umarol, are you in the thread, that players union thread?
Yes, sorry, yeah, I'm in it. I was just like, now I just have not checked it in a little while.
Because there's a thing in here that says Mike left the group, so I didn't know if that was you or a different Mike.
No,
Oblivion. Oblivion is
yeah,
Okay. Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. I was getting confused. Yeah, that's I love low resource fights.
Oh, really?
Make us work for it. It's high drama.
Once this fight is done, I'm looting this cave and finding something awesome in here. I'm expecting a room with the Archmagi. Then I expect something that means I don't have to walk out the cave. There's no Princess Steve.
it depends on what we find out. But like, if we feel like there's a ticking clock, Bliss could be a sucker for that. Although I certainly, from a resource management standpoint, I would like to brew some more potions.
Yeah, I don't think we have very many left.
I have 0 left.
I used my last one.
I have one. But only
Bliss is a softie though, and he gave one to Sildar.
It seems to me to have. It seems to me to have. We should make an Excel doc. For like all of our main resources that we can all work with. Nope, we're not doing that.
Now on Umaral's turn with Karin on deck.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna move right about here. And am I able to hit Goblin 38 from where I'm at?
From where you are at, yes. Yeah.
Okay. Let me target this guy real fast. Okay, there you go. Alright. I'm gonna hold out my right hand and with like a bit of like reddish type energy. I'm gonna blast him over here, so almost kind of looks like fire as if. So let's see.
That is unfortunately a miss.
Alrighty. Yeah, with that, I am my turn.
Okay. Karen.
Sorry, there we go. Can't see that goblin anymore, but I can see Clark. With the elevation of the floor, he's not in any form of cover, is he?
Say that again?
With like the fact that he's trying to be pushed into the water and nearby the bit
No.
of elevation of the floor.
No.
Okay. I'll hop back anyway, just a little bit. And I'm going to go for another attack. He is dying.
That is definitely. So that is max damage. That second 8, the 7 becomes another 8, and then you get another d8 on top of that because of your thing, right?
No, I get 2 d8s.
Oh, nice. Go ahead and roll that.
Oh, snap.
And if any of these become a d8, I also get another d8
Another?
up to a max.
Yes.
So it's 2 at the minute. Damn it.
Okay, that's still really freaking good.
Holy shit. How
So
much
that
damage did you
is,
just do?
27.
27.
Yes.
Holy
Because we're doing the
Where-
house rules for the crits, correct? Where the lower of the two becomes
really,
the...
really benefits Sorcerer's Burst.
Yes. That is
So-
fucking
that is-
solid.
That is busted with that rule. Wow.
Yeah.
Fuck, dude.
Yeah. Do you guys like that, by the way?
Yes.
Okay.
For Ron, yes. 100%.
Okay. And it feels better now that we're
Anytime I can
not
work
using
it.
the 2024 goblins that are built like fucking Tonkas.
To be fair, even that one wouldn't have
Yeah, we're not going to talk about 2024.
Oh my gosh. The first encounter we had, because I'm thinking, okay, they've done their balancing and stuff for the monster manual, all that stuff. We're doing 2024 characters. We're going to do 2024 creatures. And the way Fantasy Grounds I have it set up is that the NPCs and enemies and stuff have max health. It's not the, the standard or the stagnant or whatever. It just automatically gives them the most. And when you have a level 1 sorcerer who crit hits a goblin for like 17 points of damage and the goblin still runs away, and then they're hitting you for like 6 to 8 points of damage at level 1, that did not feel good. So we're going to be using the legacy stuff for a little while. Yeah, that is solid, as he is struggling to keep his head above water as Bliss has him restrained and dunking him, trying to force him down. His screams kind of gurgle a little with the water that, forces its way into his mouth. And they turn from cries of frustration to pain. Very, very solid. That is going to bring us to him. We're going to see if he can disadvantage cut his way out of the rope. I don't think a 6 is enough to do it. Doop-a-doop-a-doo. That will bring us to Valor with Sildar on deck.
Okay, so Valor will run up next to here, I guess. And he will take a swing with advantage with his short sword. Now, do I have to hit advantage, or does it automatically apply?
It should automatically
If the
apply.
guy- Okay. And it didn't. That
So
was
that's your
why.
damage. That's, yeah.
Okay, my bad.
You are quite all right. Okay, but he does take the 9 points of piercing damage with your 25 to hit. And Bliss, you can feel that his fight is dwindling with each blow that he takes. The resistance to being pushed under the water begins to wane ever so slightly.
And then he will, as part of that same action, he'll take out his dagger and stab him.
There it is. That is another hit. Another 8 points. Okay. Any more movement or anything for you?
if you allow it, he'd like to just sit on top of this guy and push him into the water.
So you can
on
try
top of 'em.
and you can do that, but mechanically it won't do anything right now since you've used your action. But it will come into play as Bliss is trying to push him under on his next turn.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's
Well,
fine.
I think we might need some information from him.
Oh, really? Like what? Didn't you just tell us to kill this guy?
But do we have time? Like, do we have time to actually have like a little chat here, or?
I'll allow it to keep it kind of short and sweet. Yeah, because this could be taking place while all the other stuff is happening too.
Just type to me in Discord, man.
All right.
Okay, that is going to bring us to Sildar, who has been like chomping at the bits to get in here, and now has an opportunity. He is going to charge in. And Basil and I mean you guys all hear it, but coming from behind Basil and Umaril, you would hear as sorry, I'm trying not to get my kids riled up. As he charges in with his why is this not there we go. Okay, and slashes at the goblin in front of you, Basil. For 6 points of damage as he cries out in anger and frustration. That is going to end his turn. Bringing us to you, Basil, with Thomas on deck.
I'm gonna attack the Goblin 38 with my short sword.
All right. That is a hit. Basil. How would you like to do this?
Alright, it's a piercing weapon, so I'm just gonna jab it, kind of going for his face, but he's gonna turn his neck a little bit, so I'm gonna just nick the artery on his neck, and he's gonna bleed out.
Beautiful. And much like he had been sprayed in your blood from a freshly inflicted wound, you are now not bathed in his blood, but there is a spray that kind of coats down on you as his cry turns to really wet gurgling as his hands clasp at his throat, almost as though he's trying to stop the blood from flowing out. You watch the color quickly drain from his complexion as he falls to his knees and then reaches a hand out to you, almost pleading for help before collapsing motionless in front of you.
Alright. And I'm gonna move over here. That's my turn.
Solid. Basil, the finisher. Bringing us to Tomas with Bliss on deck.
Okay. Right. I need to mute myself. Oh no, it's already muted. That's all right. Right. So this guy is he's down, right?
He is
tied up.
He is tied up and being pushed under the water.
Do I damage him more? Or do I or do I let these guys take care of it? Can I disarm him? Is he still armed?
He does, yeah.
Alright.
I think you can knock people unconscious too. if you
Yeah,
want.
yeah, you can absolutely declare non-lethal or to incapacitate. You cannot incapacitate or do non-lethal with ranged weapons or spells.
Okay, I'll try and knock him out then.
All right, go ahead
Is
and
it?
go ahead and roll your attack. You can either do unarmed strike, you can use your rapier.
Yeah, use your rapier and get advantage on that thing.
Yeah, I was gonna do that. Advantage.
That is a hit.
Is he knocked out?
So as you go to hit him and to knock him unconscious non-lethally, using the hilt of your rapier, Bliss and Valor, you both feel the resistance completely stop as his body is now submerged in the water. And just for fun, Valor, give me a dex save as you're sitting on top of him. And if you fail, you don't need to worry about inspiration. It's not going to do any damage or anything. You are now submerged in the water and have to stand back up, much like a dunk tank. Officially out of combat with the unconscious and restrained body of Clark submerged under the water, which at this point, as we're out of combat, we'll say that the extra flooding of water from the second reservoir kind of dissipates as the water completes exiting the cave.
Am I about to move up to the rest of the group then in that case?
Give me just a second, guys.
Well, thanks, guys, for saving my skin more than once in that fight. I appreciate it.
You know how many prayers I said for you? I'm glad to see you still standing.
And you as well. Let's drag this body, this unconscious guy over to, there's like a campfire over here somewhere, right?
Yeah.
Yes. And I am AFK. I'm going to let you guys role play for a minute while I get my son situated, but I am listening, but won't be able to answer direct questions about the map because my pigeon brain did not retain that. So give me just a moment if you guys want to talk.
So I say we yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say I'll help you. Like you carry the legs, I'll carry the arms or something, just in case.
Yeah.
Are we sure he's restrained enough? I don't want him managing to break free.
I'm just gonna sit on top of him when we get over there. There's no way he's coming up.
We can keep him restrained and grappled.
I have another idea. I can use shape water to freeze water around him and just basically keep his head the only thing that's not in a block of ice.
Oh, that's badass.
And it will make him uncomfortable.
The real question is, can anybody speak his filthy language? That's what really matters most.
I can. I was listening to all their insults that entire fight. They insulted your mother, your father, and your entire species.
They really hate Rangans.
Well, they like them in a specific way, but more for, gourmet reasons.
Kill him.
Later.
Sounds gross.
But, would I be able to use shape water to encase him in ice so that when he wakes up he physically can't move at all?
Absolutely. And are you guys wanting to do that where you guys are at, or are you guys wanting to move to the outlet where the campfire and everything was?
Well, I don't want to try to carry a 5 foot by 5 foot block of ice.
Also, wouldn't that actually maybe do a bit more damage to him than we realise? Because it's like freezing his body. It's gonna kill him. Actually, they'll actually lose control of limbs and shit.
Oh, good.
And what I would say for things like that, like outside of combat, if you are wanting to just use it for utility and CCing, you would be able to. It would because you're able to shape it and control it, it would still function the way ice does, but without doing the damage.
Does anybody have good berries left? We could slowly keep him alive, beating him one by one.
Damn.
It would make
Alright, so it-
information easier.
So,
But, yeah, do you want me to freeze him in place here, or do you want to move him first and then I freeze him?
well, you got to do it by the waters. It's you're in control of the water. You just tell us where you want them, and we'll drag them to the place that is the freezing location.
Considering, hold on, let me look around this room. Oh, this is where it will be. Okay, I wasn't in this room when all the water was coming out, so I understand everything in this room now. I mean, in case something comes in, I think we'd freeze him in here, where I'm standing, just because then we're not bottlenecks like we were multiple times before. So I'd say we drag him into this pool here, and then I'll encase him.
All right, let's make a Han Solo out of them.
God damn it! Point of inspiration.
I love that fight.
Did all the other wolves leave? Did they run further into this place?
Yeah, they ran.
No, they ran away.
They ran away? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So as you
But yeah, I'll use shape water and encase him all the way up to his neck.
beautiful, I kind of imagining, and of course, if you see this differently, please tell me to shut the hell up and step in. But I kind of imagine the water taking on not like a completely black inky look, but almost if you've seen like resin work where people will do like the droplets of the ink in it and it kind of like pulls out, but it's still slightly like opaque but still translucent, and kind of mixes, kind of like that, as the inky bits kind of warp itself into the water, almost as though he's encased in marbled ice.
No, yeah, that would definitely look good.
Badass.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Feeling
Yeah.
smug now.
Yeah. Okay.
Actually, as one final thing with shape water, because I'm allowed to do 2 effects at once, can I make myself a chair?
Absolutely.
Good, I don't want
Absolutely.
to sit down.
I'm giving you a point of inspiration on that, you lazy bastard.
I also want a chair.
It's priorities. I made sure there was enough water for both of them before I decided to do this.
I love it, yes. So as you
But yeah,
take your seat
Do we
aboard
have
the
any method
frozen
of
thrill.
getting him awake now? Or do we just slap him until he wakes up?
I'm pretty out of my healing options.
Well, I mean, if one of us keeps an eye on him, this might be a time to take a small rest, because that was an entire thing. I mean, not to let low play it, but I did slightly almost die in the middle of that.
You and me both, buddy.
And if I could make you a second chair, I would, but there's a limit on how many ice chairs I can make.
So, I would be, I wouldn't mind a little R&R. It seems like we've got the cave pretty well secured.
If we were to take a short rest, by the way, Denali, I can resummon Quill.
Yes, you can.
Would that mean that I'm not taking a short rest there?
So so if you guys do a 2-hour short rest, then you would be able to do both. If you're doing an hour, let me double check, because
I'm probably still fine with just having the hour one anyway, because I don't particularly get anything back.
Okay.
So I just spend the entire time focusing on getting Quill's gun back.
Okay. Let me just double check this.
You just see Umaril in the background angrily kicking one of the dead bodies of the goblins.
And I had a question for you, Umaril. I believe towards the end of last session, you had said that your mask had been knocked off during combat. What
It had been knocked off.
I believe at that point it was just Tomas and Karin that were there. What would they have seen behind your mask?
They would have seen a fairly-ish, kind of darkish, kind of pale skin. Somebody in the mix, kind of more like a caramel type skin color tone. They would have seen a person that had fairly regular, facial features. Nothing out of the particular. They would have noticed that his hair is mostly kind of braided in a sense. Relief, parts of his hair. But yeah, they would have seen like an average looking, an average person under that mask. Nothing they'd be able to really, recognize, I suppose.
Okay. No. Okay. And Karin, unfortunately, you would not be able to summon Quill and gain the benefits of a short rest in an hour.
That's fine.
If you were to do
It's just for
2
future
hour.
reference if I'm trying to do that again.
Yeah. Because though it does not take anything strenuous or rigorous to cast, it does require your full attention. So with it being a magical ritual, so yeah, moving forward, it would be one or the other for just a 1 hour window.
Okay. Well, I'll focus on summoning Quill, but it does mean somebody else has to keep an eye on Clark.
Okay.
Oh, before I do that, does anybody particularly feel like they need a bit of a clean-up? Because I can see one person in particular looks like they've slogged through the insides of a goblin. We find covered in
You
blood?
mean like cleaning?
Yeah.
Oh.
I have prestidigitation. I've used it to clean people before already.
I guess.
Umar's gonna kind of like. Umar's gonna kind of come to you and kind of like, so could you do me a quick favor? And he kind of shows you like this kind of very dirty blood like mask that has like blood on it.
I'll hold the mask in my hands, and then all the ink, that basically fuels all my spells, will coalesce, sort of like wash over it and take all the grime and blood and dirt off, and then I'll hand it back to you.
Thank you so much, good sir.
No problem. But I hope this isn't relegating me to the maid position of this group.
And please remember, do not do that to my mask ever.
That's why I asked.
Thank you.
But if nobody else needs me, I'll just focus on my ritual now.
Okay. And everybody else is taking a short rest while this is taking place?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let me short rest. You guys can
We
go
can use
ahead
hit die, yeah.
and yes, you can. And we're just doing.
How do you take a short rest
1
on
hour?
Boundary?
I have to
Boundary
short
level.
rest you guys, and then you guys can roll your hit dice. Yeah, for some reason it only allows the DM to short rest or long rest you guys. So those of you that get resources back, they will automatically be applied. So everybody save for Karin has been long rested.
Yeah, my bird's back. Oh, how do I remove my innate sorcery again?
To remove it, noop-a-doop-a-doo, it should. Oh, that'll be under the effects. On the combat tracker, I will remove that. And then, question for you: are you planning on recasting the shape water? Because that lasts for an hour, and then you guys are taking the short hour rest
Yeah.
or summoning. Okay, beautiful.
Chair first, then Clark, obviously.
Absolutely, priorities.
I'm just imagining like as the
die?
ice is melt. Go ahead.
No, my bad. I apologize.
I was just saying, I'm imagining like as the ice is melting, that there's like just a little like black sort of tendril, like a tentacle of the water from the pool, just kind of like reforming the ice around Clark.
Yes.
was gonna ask, how do you roll hit die on fantasy?
So on your character
Check it
sheet,
out.
on the main tab, oh my goodness, sorry for the chaos. On the main tab of your character sheet, down at the bottom, under where your wounds and hit points and all that is, you'll see the dice there, and you'll be able to just click that, and it will roll it and should automatically apply for you.
Okay.
You'll see the magnifying glass to the left, and then the HD, and then the die there, and you should just be able to click the dice. It might be a double click.
Main
Let's see.
D.
There you go. Okay.
Was that it? Hold on.
Yep. And then how long does the temp HP last from your Agathys?
Let me see.
An hour.
Yeah, it would have. If it's an hour, it would have been gone already.
Okay, perfect. So I'm gonna go ahead and
knock it
remove
off.
that. Beautiful.
There
Thank
we
you.
go.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Is there anything that you guys would want? Oh, give me just a moment.
Does anybody have any more of those good berries that I gave you earlier in the day?
I don't think I ever got any, actually. I think it was everyone else you gave them to, so no.
It would have been to 5 people.
You didn't give me any good berries.
Because I don't think you were in the party at the time.
Oh.
Yeah, this was
Makes
prior
sense.
to the
Umaril.
introduction.
Yep.
I don't think you gave me any good berries.
Yes, this.
Because you weren't there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you did give any to
I
me,
did get a good
I did not write them down in my inventory and have no memory. So
Probably the
Okay.
same.
Well,
could have just
Okay,
been my
don't-
bad. I should make a good berry section in my inventory.
yeah, you each would have gotten at least 2. Because I would have given
it's-
2
I have-
to.
Yeah, I definitely forgot I had them then and never wrote it down, so I would still have them if they last long enough.
They last 24
then-
hours.
Yep. And then the last 2 would have gone to Andy's character, but he didn't. I wasn't sure how he was being integrated here.
Yeah.
So he gone now. So I guess I have the last 2.
Did you
I
not
have-
give them to Francois?
Oh, that's who it was. Sorry,
Yeah.
Francois.
Yeah,
Okay.
because I think at that point we weren't sure if he was going to be staying or going.
He
And it
took
was
him with him, that
after.
lasted Frenchman.
Yeah, I think he would have like walked off and like been snacking on oh, as he's twirling the panties around. These berries are so good. Oh. Okay.
But yeah, I'll give you one of mine then.
Oh, I don't need it. I was just saying if we want to wake this guy up.
I know, but I'm not going anywhere near him. I don't have major armor anymore. You do it. There you go, here's a berry.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Well, we've had an hour. He'll recover his like 1 hit point.
Yeah, and he'll be coming too soon. Is there anything that you guys wanted to discuss or anything prior to starting that?
Quill doing his normal little hop around the room, just making sure nothing's coming down any of the corridors again.
Okay. Go ahead.
Use
and
discount alarm spell.
I love it. The alarm from Wish. Go ahead and give me your perception for Quill.
Is it Quill's perception?
Yes. Yeah, for Quill,
Was it
please.
+3? Because
I believe
just roll
so.
a
Let
20
me
and see.
bring up his thing, and I'll drop share that with you again as well. So this.
if it is 3, then he's got a 15. Yeah, he's got a
plus
15
3.
in that
Yep.
case.
Beautiful. Okay. And for the time being, he has nothing to report back to you as far as any incoming creatures. Neither foe nor ally.
So, Mr. Sildar,
Yes.
it seems to me like
maybe you deserve to be the one who decides the fate of our prisoner, given the experience that you've gone through. What do the rest of you guys think about that?
I'm fine with it. If you need acid for it, go for it. Just say.
Why do we care what he thinks? Why don't we just shoot him?
He kind of side eyes you as you say this, Tomas.
Sorry. Do apologize. Are you close? Side. By the way, I'm standing behind him, so Bob. So when he wakes up, I'm gonna start talking with the crossbow while he's looking at you guys.
I love it. Sildar would take a moment to kind of ponder and would tell you, I feel that his fate should be contingent on the information he gives willingly. Were this a man and not a beast, I would say that we should take him to Neverwinter and let the lords put him through a hearing and have justice served that way. But from my experience, the laws of men mean little, if anything, to beasts of his kind.
We could sell them into bondage. Are the mines nearby?
Sorry, my mind of bondage went to like kinky leather daddy stuff. So that's
You can't rush greatness.
you can't. Oh my god. I had blocked that from my memory. Oh my gosh, I'm giving you a point of inspiration for bringing up that traumatic experience.
What?
In a game that we play in on Monday mornings, there were two NPCs that were enjoying one another's company in a bathroom at a museum. And the female was ready to be done, and she asked her friend, her cohort, if he was almost done, and he basically told her, no, you can't rush greatness, and then grunted.
No.
It was amazing. It was hilarious. It was
so grim.
it was so good.
Was it though? Did
It
you
was
enjoy it?
it I found it entertaining and amusing. I was also caught off guard. I was not prepared for that, but it was hilarious. It was so funny.
Okay, so I was.
It was really funny. Mhm.
I'm gonna like point at the bugbear and be like, look at him. You'll do Faerun a great favor if you just kill him afterwards. He's nothing but an animal. That is true, but then again, his kind have, how do I say, done nothing useful to this plane. So, I think we should just kill him off once we're done with him.
Yes.
It's like redemption, though. Think about his work in the mines, you know. More iron for the war effort, you know.
It would just be a matter of time before he turned and killed the others in his proximity. Our friend
Yeah,
here,
that's not our problem.
as he kind of nods over to Umaril, our friend here is correct. But I do think the swiftness of his death should reflect the information he gives.
Agreed. Mighty
5,000 cups.
Well, I do believe that all creatures have the possibility of redeeming themselves. So let's see how Mr. Card behaves. Whether he has learned anything from his recent experience.
As this conversation sort of comes to a conclusion, and you guys have finished your short rest, you watch as Quill reappears and goes about to do his scouting for Karin, and you hear the stirring of Clark as the inky water tendrils re-wrap itself around him. sort of hazy at first and out of it. He comes to, his head kind of swaying slightly as he blinks his eyes rapidly to clear his vision. And you see his head begin to kind of jerk as he is trying to break free. And he will begin shouting and cursing in Goblin and demanding to know what the hell is going on and demanding that you release him now and face him like men.
As he's shouting, then I'm gonna remove the ice chair I've been sitting on, direct the water over to him, and just cover his mouth and just stand in front of him and just put my finger on my lips. I'm not saying anything. I'm just staring him down. When he stops, like, making any extra noise or anything like that, if he does at least, then I'll remove the water.
It will take him a minute. He is dumb and stubborn and
Then I
vulnerable.
block his nose.
His eyes go wide.
Then I pull the water back down slowly.
Gonna come behind him and just nudge my crossbow into the back of his head.
Go ahead and give me an intimidation. I will either let one person roll with advantage, or the two of you can roll together. What is everybody else
Let
doing?
me do it.
You do it, fine. That's fine.
Yeah, above table, I'm good at this. I swear to God, if I get 2 ones again now.
I wasn't going to say it. I was not going to jinx it.
You know what? I have a spare inspiration.
Okay.
Yeah, good enough.
That's better. Yes. You feel the daggers that he's glaring into you, Karin, as the ice and water swiftly melt away and recoil down into the ice around him. But he remains silent, just glaring at you.
Oh good, you do understand. I'm being polite now, okay? Don't make me regret it. Now then, we have some questions for you. And I'll reform the ice chair and sit down.
Very cool. Alright, how would you guys like to start out this interrogation?
I've done my part for now. I'm going to let someone else lead. I just wanted to flex in front of him a little bit because I got shivved earlier. I needed to feel powerful again.
Mission complete.
Holding a crossbow constantly to his head.
And I'm assuming that anytime he starts to get kind of mouthy or anything, you're going to kind of poke him again and just remind him.
The worst thing is the thing you can't see.
Yeah.
Something, like, yeah.
Yes.
Does
Well,
anyone
why
want to
don't-
lead the... Oh, sorry. Carry on.
Oh, I was just letting anyone else jump in if they. Well, why don't you start by telling us what happened to the dwarf Gundren?
The fat bearded one. He's now with our king in his castle. He had something that Grohl needed to have in his possession. For some reason, he wanted the fat one alive. So we obliged, and he's been transported there along with the item of interest.
And what was this item that you delivered?
A map.
Just a map? Why does he need to be alive if the item he's carrying is a map?
I don't know. King Grohl did not say what or why. Just what he wanted done. I assume that he has his own plans for the fat one.
And you're implying that you don't know those plans because you're not important enough.
King Grohl did not deem it necessary for me to know.
That sounds like a yes to me.
He narrows his
Where is
eyes.
it?
Go ahead.
No. Do we already know where the castle is? So it's where is the castle that you speak about? This Krogmar Castle.
Cragmore Castle is located in the Neverwinter Woods. Let me bring this up.
I don't suppose anyone knows of any location in the Neverwinter Woods that might be castle-y?
You guys are welcome to give me a history check.
Yeah, I think I've been in Neverwinter long enough to do that.
Not being funny on this
Okay.
is cool.
Okay, beautiful. Taken into account backstories, Valor, you would not know. You know where the Neverwinter Woods are, and I'm going to reshare this map with you guys really quick. So, bring this up. Karan, you would know, and then Basil, with your background, you would have heard whispers and things like that to have a little bit more of a more solid idea. So, Thomas, you would know that it's somewhere allegedly. There are rumors and legends of an old dilapidated castle that's somewhere in the southern end of the Neverwinter Woods. Karan, oh, give me just a moment. Sorry, puppy's trying to chew on computer wires. That is not good. There we go. So, Karan and Basil, with your backgrounds, you would have an idea that it is closer to the edge of the forest in this general area. As far as knowing specifically and exactly where it's at, you do not know. But you know that it is on, allegedly, the remnants of an old castle are on the
I'm guessing it would be a
southernmost.
place that... Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
I'm guessing it would be a place that, like, caravan trails would have avoided, considering things have moved into it, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes. And it's not something that any of you guys would have encountered personally, but during your studies or during your time traveling with the group that you'd been with, Basil, you would have heard the tales of the old castle. Once beautiful and a strong, almost impenetrable fortress has fallen away, been abandoned, and time has begun to reclaim it as nature. Okay, no worries, thank you for that. That nature has started to reclaim it as well. Bits of it allegedly broken and overrun with foliage and things of that sort. And what I'll do is I'll mark a little thing on the map for the general vicinity that you would have heard that it is. With the circle.
Basil says, I know the place he speaks of. It's not half a day's walk from the Tribor Trail. And he says to the bugbear, what can we expect there? How many are you?
Initially, not wanting to respond, the friendly reminder from the bolt in the crossbow of Thomas, he grunts and will kind of sneer a bit before telling you, our clan has many members. Clog has more canine allies, at least 4. And there are, he stops to think, 20 more goblins. And that's just at the castle.
What is that supposed to mean? Where are the others?
Around, we have different locations to scout and oversee. As far as how many are there at any given moment, I don't know. I'm in charge of my crew here.
Where are the other locations?
I don't know the specifics.
Well, tell us what you do know.
One is on the outskirts of the town, not far from here, where the fat one was going.
Does it seem like he's just saying the truth when he's telling us this, by the way?
Go ahead and roll insight for me. Seems legit.
I believe him wholeheartedly.
Yes. Seems legit. With a 19. Bliss, I'm going to pull you down real quick. Give me just a second. Okay. he would continue and tell you that there are many. Did you say that his voice is like Loki, like Gollum? Is that what that said?
Yeah.
The fat one. That's amazing.
That one.
The fat one. While our numbers here in this cave were few, our reach is vast. You
Within the reach of your body odor.
You get used to it.
Well,
Not bad
and,
goblins.
who are these purple skin, pointy teeth goblins that we've been hearing about?
The others. They work for a contact of Grolls. The spider
Contacts who now?
of King Grolls.
King Roll.
That they work for the spider.
Yeah, no, I keep hearing people mention about this spider fella. Or maybe gal, I don't know. Who is this spider? Have you met the spider?
No. But Groll. Groll's the one who knows. They work together.
So the way I'm hearing it, we got the spider, and then underneath the spider is the Groll, and then underneath Groll is you scumbags. Am I getting that about right?
He turns his head slightly and spits into the water next to him and gives a silent nod.
And what have you been, for how long have you all been here raiding these caravans on the Tribor Trail?
Off and on for a few months. But over the last few weeks, we've stayed here, watching the trail for the fat one in his map. I guess Groll got word of whatever it is the fat one had, and he wanted it. Knew he'd be going to the town. Knew we could cut him off here. And we did. Kinda chuckles a little bit. It was so easy to catch him by surprise and take what we wanted from him. Eat the flesh, feed our wolves. We figured why not just stay here after we got what Groll wanted. He may be the king of Cragmore Castle, but I've been the king here.
And how'd that turn out for you?
It'd be fine if it wasn't for those meddling kids and their cat. He just kind of sneers at you, narrowing his eyes a bit more.
And you can get that look off your face, otherwise the water's going back over your nose.
You're gonna kill me anyway. And if you don't, they will.
Hey, I was going to enslave you. Shove him again. There's more options here, mate.
A life of slavery is worse than death.
Yeah, exactly. And if you ever escape, we'll be long gone with the gold.
This map you've mentioned. Was it something you could hold in your hand, like ink on parchment, or was it locked in his mind? Something Gruul needed to pull out.
Do you not know what a fucking map is?
You know what? Can I just send Quill to sit next to him and keep on pecking him in the side of the head now? 'Cause he's
Absolutely.
annoying me.
Absolutely. And as he's kind of trying to shake Quill off, bobbing his head side to side, he would sigh, annoyed and slightly pained with each peck, and look to you again, Valor. It's a fucking map.
Physical, yes?
Yes.
And you saw this map?
Yes.
Okay, that is all you had to say.
Is there anything else we need to ask him?
Neither can
I
I,
have one
except real
question.
quick.
Tell me, Bugbear, what do you know of a dead tiefling?
He looks you in your eyes, and the pained annoyance turns to a look of amusement. Which one?
He was male, right, Denali?
Yes.
Okay. Do I also you didn't like specify which type of tiefling? Was he like reddish, orangish, blackish?
He was more red with undertones of orange.
Okay. The red one. And he was male. That ring a bell? Does that narrow it down for you?
Slightly. What's it to you? I can give you some more information on that if you and your friends let me go.
Here's what's gonna happen. I'll let you go, and he's gonna kind of like turn around, give everybody kind of a wink, and then I'm lying my ass off, so I don't know if you want me to roll deception or not.
Yeah, I will, but I want to see what it is that you say so I can decide on the
Yeah.
DC and all that good stuff.
You tell me all I want to know. You can leave here free charge, and you don't have to run back to your little goblin little cohort of villages that will probably won't want you back after what happened here. Fresh start. How does that sound for you?
Go ahead and roll your
You
deception
obviously
for
have no
me.
better choice in the matter.
Go ahead and roll deception.
I'm using my last inspiration for that.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Consistent.
Alright. So that rolls.
At least you were consistent with this. You can turn your face all you want, but your voice deceives you. You're gonna kill me, just kill me now. And I'll take that information with me.
How unfortunate. Is that all, everybody? He's gonna kind of, look back.
I mean, that's all I had.
Alright. Yeah, is that, say that, my bad.
If that is everything we're seeing, though, and as he's clearly said, death is what he wants at this point.
Alright,
Who gets the killing blow?
I'm kind of pissed off right now, so if you guys don't mind, I'm gonna do it. You guys, if you're gonna, Umar's gonna, take out a dagger if you guys are gonna stop him or not, but...
Sure.
Just a sec. I'll use minor illusion to make a target right in the center of his forehead.
What a dick, I
Make
love it.
Fancy.
And Bliss will say, "May you learn your lesson in this life or the next."
I think learning's a bit much for this guy.
So are you keeping it simple and clean, Umaril?
I'm gonna make it a little bit more painful for him, so I'm gonna go behind him take out the dagger and essentially give him like 2 quick stabs to the gut, and then one final stab in the throat.
Isn't he like all encased in?
Yeah,
ice?
I was gonna ask if with this happening, are you letting go of the ice retainer?
I think now that he's not
Creating the hole
continue
that he can use.
Okay.
No, I'm willing to work with this. I'll just make holes. Well, you make different holes. Red holes.
Red holes. I respect it.
as I stab him, and I'm assuming he's just gonna fall flat to the ground. I'm gonna like spit on him and just say, "Disgusting big creature."
You guys are fucking savages. Alright,
Well,
so...
a few bugbears in my day that have been plenty gentlemanly, but I gotta say this one, definitely not the best of his breed.
Definitely not. And
Has he got anything cool on him?
go ahead and roll an investigation.
Yeah, we got a cave to loot.
I thought he was stripped out. I thought he had like gold on him and all sorts. So.
Yeah, he's got all of that, so I want to see how much of it you're able to find in his furry bits. I don't like the way that sounded.
Yeah.
Okay. And then are you guys wanting to loot the other room as well?
I would be happy to offer some guidance to someone who's any good at investigating around things. Is that a speciality of anyone in this group?
I'm glad you mentioned that, Valor, because I was going to remove it out of your inventory when you guys left the cave.
Oh, I remember.
Proud of you. Let me take that off my notes. Very, very good. So let me...
Yes, I will be recovering my bolts and everything. Yes.
Okay, you can
Yeah,
recover...
I'd like to get back my arrows also.
Absolutely. You can recover 3/4 of your used ammo. And then let me bring this up.
So getting no takers on the. Am I correct? I have no takers on anyone who's proficient in investigation. Then I'll guidance myself as we investigate around the cave.
Beautiful. Okay, so we've got that. And then go ahead and give me your investigation. 3 and 3.
Yeah.
And then here we're going to do this.
No, I'll use an inspiration.
Okay. Beautiful. So, Karin, in total, you find, I'm going to be putting all of this in your inventory. Oh, crap.
Oh, that's terrible.
So there's going to be 8 copper rings that I'm putting into your inventory. There's going to be 3 gold chains that I'm putting in there. And then 3 heavy gold chains that I will be putting in there. Also, he has the 3 javelins and the Morning Star. Would you be taking those as well, or would anybody be taking those?
I could use the Morning Star. What's the What's the D8? I mean the damage on that thing.
It is, I believe, D8. Let me double check. It's a D8 of piercing.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Okay. Beautiful. And let me make sure I'm grabbing it from 2024. 4, just in case they've changed that. Okay. Is anybody taking the javelins?
Yeah, anything we could sell, I think we should take. I would.
Anything
He'll
we
be
could sell
more
is
than happy to carry.
Yeah, but
Okay.
I would actually say that in character too. At this point, I think we could use the cash. So whatever we could take that could be worth something. We talked to those folks at the Coster, the Lion Shield Coster. They seemed to feel that they had some trade goods that might have been pilfered by these caravan raiders.
In that case, can I continue walking through this cave to see if there's anything else interesting?
Absolutely. Go ahead and give me your investigation. And what we are going to do, because I just got some messages from my husband that he needs me to pick him up in like 10 minutes. I'm making note, and if you guys would prefer to roll your investigations at the beginning of next session, we can do that as well. Otherwise, I'm making note of your investigation rolls and what you guys are investigating, and we will pick up there.
And I would recover, whatever little scraps of rope there are to pick up.
Absolutely. And then Baylor, 9. What was your first investigation, Baylor? Okay, so we're going to go with 9.
Is this pink thing supposed to be here?
Where?
This.
Oh, so that was a mark that I'd put there. That was Clark's throne, or his makeshift throne.
I sit on it.
Okay. So I've got investigation rolls for Bliss, Karin, and Valor to pick up with. With Karin investigating the tunnels and caves in general. After Clark, and then Bliss and Valor, you guys are investigating the large room that you guys are in now, right?
Yep.
Okay. Is there anything else that you guys, that anyone else would like me to make note of before we wrap the session?
Nope. That's about all.
Okay.
Just usual quill scouting ahead and making sure nothing's close to us.
Beautiful. Okay. My apologies, because I was going to plan on giving you guys the information of what you found before wrapping. But with the messages from my husband, I've got to wrap a little bit sooner than anticipated.
No worries.
So we will end here. We will be back next week. Valor, I'll get with you between now and then, because we never ever talk or anything, to see what it is that you would like for Valor to be doing, and stuff like that. Will you be available via messages during the session? So if there's anything specific that I need to ask or update you on that could change.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, perfect. So I'll keep
Yep.
that in mind.
Yep.
We'll get a rough idea of
Just know for me, 100%. Whenever we take a long rest, I'm doing 2 hours of Hunter's Mark.
Beautiful. Okay, let me make note of that. Yeah, and then keep in mind that when you guys long rest, you guys will be leveling up. So if you guys are multi-classic or anything like that, you just keep that in mind. Of Hunter's Mark.
Ooh, a level up.
Yes.
Finally have it.
Yeah. Yes. And fun fact, this encounter is supposed to be a level 1 encounter.
This module has some problems. People
Yeah.
talked about in the past.
Yeah. That's why, like, when I first
How did
ran
you
it.
crit?
Yeah. The first time I ran it, I was like, this is fucking terrible. Like, you guys went to the cave, which is ideally the way it should happen, air quotes. And I was like, they want everyone to die. But then the first time somebody went to town before coming here, I was like, oh, what do I do? But I think it's definitely better when people just finish their route to town, they can rest. I give them a level up there. and then coming back. So I feel like level 2 is definitely more manageable than taking this on at level 1.
Yeah.
Let me end
Like
my
I remember all
stream.
the old like 80s